Hey frag heads and fragrance lovers, welcome back. It's good old Benjamin here at the Scentaur Fragrance Channel, back at it again, and today I got you a Polo Red Extreme. Hidden gem fragrance, beautiful, it's a designer, and you can get a good price on it, guys. I came through for you in a big way, and here, let's talk about it. This is a beauty here, Polo Red Extreme. Let's talk all about it. You get woody elements, you get a beautiful coffee, you get some of the beautiful red berry accord from the original Polo Red, and you get some of the saffron. But what this fragrance is all about is this addition of coffee and woods, and honestly it reminds me a little bit of leather as well. It's a really beautiful fragrance, guys. It's charming, it's seductive, it's actually one of the highest quality fragrances that I've smelled designer wise in a long time. It just has a certain high quality coffee to it. Now again, I'm talking about Halloween Man X, and I don't want to distract from this fragrance review. Before the money, for that, with that mass appealing blue vibe, Halloween Man X is outstanding, but this is probably one of the only best, or one of the best, and one of the only coffee fragrances on the designer market game that did a good job. There was Givenchy Play Intense, which sometimes you can still find out there. It's still a good fragrance. That one has a different vibe all of its own, but this one has a little bit more of a smoothness and a seductiveness, and I actually love this fragrance. For a designer fragrance, this is one of the strongest fragrance releases that I actually tried in a long while. I don't know why other fragrance reviewers haven't talked about it. I don't know why this fragrance hasn't hit top 10 list as much. And I've seen some people here and there, like Fragrance Runner, and people talk about this fragrance, but it just hasn't got the limelight. This does have some negatives, though, which we're about to talk about. But overall, it's a beautiful coffee fragrance. It's smooth. It's almost creamy. It's woody. It's elegant and fancy, and with the saffron, and it still has some of that playful red berry and almost like red pepper vibe to it. It's so good, and it just makes you feel good. This fragrance with the performance is one of the weak spots. Now, even though it gives you 8 to 9 hours of longevity, it actually lasts a long time, and it can do wonders, especially if you spray it on your jacket. And that's actually what I'm going to recommend you do when you get into the fall and even the spring. Maybe it's a little bit of a cold of a spring day and you want to feel good and smell good. Spray it up on your jacket, guys, and you'll be smelling like $1,000,000. And that's how I recommend you wear this fragrance. Projection wise, it's actually average, or maybe even slightly below average, and that's one reason maybe why this fragrance hasn't gotten talked about. Sillage is average, kind of respectable, so the performance isn't what it should be. But again, you get a 4.2 ounce bottle. The younger guys maybe who are buying this fragrance, we'll talk about that here in a second with the compliment factor. But maybe spray on a ton of this, so maybe they don't have to worry about the performance. But again, projection a little bit less to be desired, but not bad. It's not a bad performing fragrance, but it should be better. The thing is, this fragrance, because of the coffee and a little bit more of the woody elements, I do think that this is a fragrance. I don't want to say it's mature. It's still playful. A younger guy who's 18, high school, college, could easily like this fragrance, could easily enjoy this fragrance, especially if he loved coffee. But I do feel like this fragrance has a little bit more maturity to it, and I do think that this fragrance speaks to maybe a gentleman or a guy getting up there 25 to 30 would really love this. This fragrance has a really good sweet spot in that 25 to 30 age, that around where I am, where it has a little bit of playfulness, a little bit of sensuality, and a little bit of elegance. It's a little bit grown up, but it's not too grown up. And this fragrance here, I think, has a really good blend of things. This is a fragrance where you can wear indoors when you don't want to be too much. You don't want to fill up the room. You don't want to be in people's faces. You don't want to be brash about your fragrance, but you do want to be seductive, and you do want to smell good. And for some reason, coffee actually is really attractive. It's always worked for me. Maybe it's my personality. Maybe it's how I act. I'm pretty cheerful here in front of the video, but naturally I'm kind of introverted, or I'm thinking a lot and I'm brooding, and some people think I have a resting, kind of like an angry face on me when I'm thinking to myself. But when I talk to people, I'm actually quite friendly, and I'm very involved, and I care about people. But this fragrance works with me. It works with my personality, and it might work for you. And this fragrance actually does magic in my world. So compliment factor, even though it might not be it might not be magic for everybody. If you like coffee, or if coffee works with you and who you are, with your vibe, this fragrance actually can be more attractive than you really think it is. So actually, attractiveness wise, actually quite good. Did people chase me down and give me compliments? No, but when I got close enough to people, having a conversation, it turned on that switch and got to, it wasn't that it was super seductive and swept people off their feet, but it got people really interesting. Got interested in you, in me, and possibly you, if you know what I'm saying, and gets people wanting to know more about you. It makes you smell a little bit, refined. There's something more about this guy, and he feels like almost somebody you could trust. And I like that about this fragrance. It does magic that way. So, what do I think about this fragrance? With my final thoughts, I think it's perhaps for the 20 plus guys, guys who like coffee and woods. It still has some playfulness about it, and it's a great value for money. This fragrance, for some reason, hasn't become super cheap on the designer world. A lot of people want fragrances to become $20 fragrances. Most fragrances don't do that unless there's a big oversupply or there's very little demand for them. This fragrance here is still about $45 odd for the 4.2 ounce, and that's still a good price. That's about what I paid for it. Macy's had a special sale. I actually got it for about $45, and then I paid enough with some other items to get free shipping. And so I essentially got the 4.2 ounce for about $45. And I think it's a great value for money and for what you're getting. This is a very good memory for me, because Polo Red was one of the first fragrances I ever bought. Polo Red was one of the first fragrances that ever got me into the fragrance game. Yes, it's the regular Polo Red is all about the top notes, and then the fragrance has poor longevity, but it smells so good. That's actually one of the things that got me into the fragrance game. This Polo Red here, Polo Red Extreme, they did a good job as well. I actually quite like this one. So check it out, guys. Polo Red Extreme. Under the radar, a good designer fragrance. Maybe not the best designer fragrance, but a good one. And certainly, give it a chance. Give it a try. And if you like cold walks in the morning and you like your coffee, this might be a fragrance for you, my friend. So I'll see you next time, everybody. I hope that you liked my review. This little baby's not going anywhere. It's staying in my collection, and I'm going to enjoy the heck out of this thing, even though some people might expect me to like only niche fragrances now, or maybe some people think I only should like, the most popular designer fragrances. This is the kind of stuff I like to find. A good flanker, under the radar, that's a good value, and does something a little bit different. This is what I'm all about. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. So I'm saying that you should try this one. If it didn't come across clear as day, get your nose on it. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know. Have you tried this fragrance? Do you like Polo in general? Do you think Polo is only Polo Green and Polo's old news? Do you think that Polo Red Extreme, the Intense, or the Red is any good? And do you like coffee and fragrances? Let's get a conversation started. Tell me your thoughts down below. I'll see you next time, everybody. Wear what you love, rock what you got, and stay smelling beautiful out there, my friends. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, and bye.